Today in southern Oklahoma is a beautiful day, literally low 70s. So while the northern half of this country is under snow and ice and all that, we're working in the yard. And I've been planning all this stuff all winter long and just waiting for my moment. And so we've been doing a few things. We've built several new beds, and today I am constructing 2 new strawberry beds. Last year I had my strawberries in towers and I don't like it. So I'm going back to the beds, and this time I'm going to be putting hoops over them with bird netting so to keep the critters from eating my strawberries before we can eat them. Anyway, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process as I go. What I've done so far, I'm doing 2 16-foot beds, and they'll be 16 by 3. And I like to save lumber, and we've got some extra laying around here, so it worked out pretty perfect for me. I've already cut the boards that I've got in place so far, and I'm going to be splicing them together and then putting everything together, putting the box together, and I will show that as I go. Okay, I just got the first bed built. It's constructed anyway. It's not quite moved into place yet because I've got to dig out some high spots in the ground and make sure that it's sitting flat on the ground. And then of course I'll be putting weed blocker fabric underneath it. But I wanted to show you what I've done. I took my cross boards and I made my 2 end caps. I've got them inside the length of it, and I took an additional one of the same length and I put it across the center here, and that's to help keep it rigid all the way through, keep it the same distance apart. I have found that when you put in the dirt and then you go to planting and then the water and all that, it has a tendency to push out your beds if you don't have them rigid enough and braced up. So, and then right here is where I did my splicing. I had, on this one I had a 4-foot length and a 12-foot length. And so I took a board down here, good size board, enough to span this crack pretty good. And I put 4 screws on one side, 4 screws on the other. I'm using 3-inch screws, and because this is 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, I kind of go in at an angle a little bit, make sure they don't poke through, and it holds it on really tight. So that's bed number 1, fixing to go do bed number 2. And a few minutes later, the second bed is constructed. Now this is just the form of the bed. We are going to be, my husband is going to cut me some 2x4 stakes, and we are going to drive down in the corners and maybe in the middle points in order to screw the stakes off to the framework of the bed, because we've got some rolling hill type things and it's leaving some gaps, and I want to keep from having that. And I don't really want to pickaxe through this whole thing all the way around. But so we're going to stake them down, get them screwed off, and then they will be set in place. Then we will put in the weed barrier and then wait for our topsoil to get here and load them down. This is where I asked the husband to help for sure.